There we go. Look at her. She's up early in the morning. Good morning to all the early morning risers. We don't have any kids up, but I woke up at 7:30 this morning.
Like we had kids here.
I don't know what was on my mind to do. Sharon, I'm so glad you joined. This tutorial that I'm about to do, this tutorial is directed at my BFF. Now, let me tell you something. Because you say that we are BFFs, I expect for you to grasp exactly what we're about to do, and I expect for you to be able to make water slides from this point forward. Okay, BFF, this is what BFFs do, right? They help each other. And that's what I'm about to do for you. I'm about to help you. This is for you. Okay, BFF? I'm going to be working on the continuation of the cut that we started on yesterday, the lemonade cut. I have an SVG, I kind of found a logo that I wanted to use, and in the logo that we're going to use, I put it in design space, and that's what we're going to be using. That's the logo that I found on just online. I just Googled, of course, as you see, Lemonhead text, and that's what it gave me. So I took that and I took out the background and took out that back box just so we can use just the beginning of it, the original Lemonhead, the lemon candy. That's the water slide we're going to be putting on this cup. I'm at work. Here we go. Hey, Sandra. I missed you live last night, man. New Brunswick, Canada. Whoa. I'm way down here in, I would say country Texas, but ain't nothing country about Texas anymore. Nothing. I'm glad you didn't get something fruity. You get a whole nickel. The paper that I'm going to be using, of course, is my wife's go-to paper, Hayes Paper Company. We're going to be using the transparent paper for the inkjet printing is what we're going to be using, and we're going to be using the Canon, the little $19 printer from Walmart, or when they were on sale for $19. I don't know what they are now, but they were $19 when we found them on sale. So I am going to pull up my design that I had from Design Space. I've already put it in Design Space and I cleaned it up. Let me see if I can get you to see it. Let me see if it'll shine through. It might not, I'm not sure. Let me see if it'll work. Yeah, it'll work. Good. Here. I have the design already, and I think I have it uploaded. I ended up making a mistake, and I did the cut first, but I had to go back and redo the print. I hope you can see it because I can't see what's going on. You can see it?
Well, you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you use a whole sheet of water slide paper for others? Yes, you can. There was a lady who came on the other day and actually showed us how to do that, to do a full slide water slide, because you had to pretty much protect the whole piece of paper. So I think she used like 3 different cans. You can always go back and you can take a look at the way she did it. But I'm not doing a full color. I'm only doing just this, and then I'm gonna do a water slide on the back that say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So this is gonna be somewhat kind of like a 2-part cut. What app did you use to remove the background? I did use, actually, I didn't use an app to remove the background. I actually just uploaded it straight into Cricut. I kind of wanted to make this quick, but I guess quick isn't always right. So I'll show you how to get it cleaned up really quick, because it didn't take that long to do it. I just put it in my phone and just clean it up in Cricut Design Space. Actually, I didn't have to use an app. That's the reason why I still got yellow on the inside of some of them, but I'm not really worried about that, because I mean the cup is going to be yellow, so it's going to kind of work out perfect. I can't get it to airdrop for some odd reason. But if you just upload it into Design Space, once you upload it into Design Space, just take out the background from Design Space, and it was just that easy. Or you can use, I don't think remove.bg will work. So this is what we're going to be using on ours. It was just one that I uploaded into Design Space, and then I'm going to make another slide to say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So, but I'm going to just, I should do both of them. Well, let me see if I can find a water slide that's already made to say that. That way I don't have to create one. When life gives you lemon, grow lemon kush. Designs, oh, yeah, I used the mobile app on Design Space. But you can always use whatever works for you. Whether you want to use Design Space, I don't think remove.bg will work, because when life gives you lemon, ask for salt and tequila.
That's a good one. I like that.
I like that one. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We're just going to take this one here. It's not really clear, but clean in the back though.
Good morning. Johanna, we're starting off having a good morning.
Good morning, Johanna. How are you? How was your sleep last night? How was your family? I saw Mexico got, not Mexico, Puerto Rico got a couple of, like 2 more that came through or something like that, right? I swear, like, y'all just, like, Puerto Rico just can't, it just, I don't know, it's like it's not in the works for it.
Thanks, Sandra.
I'm the reason why we're so cute.
No, you're not the reason.
I mean, it has nothing to do with you.
It has everything to do with me.
Maybe one day when you grow up, you'll realize.
Didn't I tell you? I was like, hey, if we ever have a kid together, that baby's gonna come out cute because of me.
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Even though she has your looks, still because of me.
It's okay. I'll let you make it.
You're not gonna let me make it. I know.
I mean,
that's
whatever floats your boat.
That's facts.
I'm trying to find. I should have came on a little bit more prepared and actually had what I need. I like this one. When life gives you lemons, figure out which liquor tastes better with lemons.
Mm-hmm. It said Puerto Rico had 6.0.
Mm-hmm. Another one
this morning.
Oh wow, they had another one this morning. Wow. Wow.
Kellyanne, no, it's not open yet. We're not going to open till February because that's when we're getting new inventory. So it'll be ready then. Right, Johanna? Exactly. I'm so glad you pointed that out. I thought we were having a good morning too.
Why aren't we having a good morning?
Because you was already trying to be petty.
I'm not being petty. I was just stating facts.
No, you weren't stating facts. That was false accusations. You just showing them how to clean it up, right?
No, I want to put both of them when life gives you lemons, squeeze them in people's eyes. I want to put both water slides on the same one is what I'm trying to do. But that's not going to work because I didn't have it ready. So with my water slide is going to run from the top down to the bottom. And typically, whenever you put a water slide on the front of a cup, you don't want to have to turn the cup in order to see what it says. You want to make sure that you get it sized in right so when your cup is just sitting there, whoever it is walking past it, they can be able to read it without having to look from side to side. If they have to look from side to side, and that means you put it on there way too big. But you do want to put it on there big enough where you can see it. So whenever you're working with water slides, like you wouldn't want a water slide to go from here to here if you just have a text in the front, because when you're sitting there looking at the cup, you have to turn the cup and read the cup line by line as you read it. That just does way too much for the cup. So always make sure that it's in eye view, whatever it is you're going to be putting on. And typically on these, I don't have my ruler. About 3 inches would be perfectly fine across, and I think these cups are no more than like 7.
7, but I always
6.
But you want to make yours bigger because you're just using that long text.
That's 7. So you were right, love.
I know.
Is that what you needed to hear?
I know. I do water slides all the time.
I mean, I'm not saying that you don't. So I've already showed the process on how to do, how to print the water slide. If you don't know how to do that, you can always go back to the video that I have on there, and you can always take a look at those and see how we get them printed. So I'm going to just print mine off. And I guess you get to see the application of another water slide. I did one not long ago. But what I use to seal mine is the Mod Podge Clear Acrylic Sealer.
You gotta make sure, because sometimes they put white in it.
Kristen Moore is always right. The lies she tells.
Those are facts.
Those are lies.
Those are facts.
Those are lies.
No, I'm right. No, I'm right.
Whatever helps you sleep better at night. You're right.
Well, you ain't gonna say, but
you're right, honey.
You do what I say.
Always make sure you take the bleed off on your white water slides, or on your clear water slides, especially if you're going to be cutting them by hand. If you leave the bleed on it, then you will severely mess up your water slide. Why don't you come over here and join me so we can see why you're over there hiding, talking all your crap?
I'm not hiding. Just say, baby, I want you to come sit next to me. If that's what you want, you just want me to sit next to you.
Stay over there. Get it. Sandra, now, I used to be your friend now. Don't start this mess with her. So that's our water slide. And now at this point, it just needs to be sealed. So I'm going to take it out back a couple of times and seal it.
I'll do that for you. Love.
Look at you being nice.
You're right.
I'm so proud of you. You get 2 nickels.
You go over
half
me.
nickels. half.
You don't owe me.
But just because you get 2 halves don't mean to equal up to a whole nickel.
Oh, it's going to equal up.
That's just like I give you like a quarter of a nickel or something like that.
Can we cut this so we're not wasting my paper?
Oh, it's chilly outside, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could see what it actually looks like. Like it came out freaking phenomenal, but the computer doesn't give it the color that it needs or the color that it actually is. Now they can see why you talk crap. Are you cutting beneath the line or on the line?
Can I do more? I'm cutting over the line.
I just need my water slide to be intact.
You got this. All. I do.
That's it.
Don't do me.
That's it.
Don't do me. Can you put that up, please?
That yellow is super nice. I really like the way it came out. So she takes our back and spray it, and then once it's dry, then you spray it again. It takes like maybe 2 to 3 times to spray it. I mean, about 5 or 6 times to actually spray it to get it right is what I would do. I know some people probably don't do it that long, but that's just what works for me. So that's the reason why we do it. I want that one. When life gives you lemons, just add vodka. But I don't like vodka. But I like that. I think I'm going to use it. Irene, how are you? She sent you an invoice to your email, Kelly.
My first one?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because I have a chip ready.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I have like 100 and something emails.
Wow.
Like 180, almost 200 emails.
That's ridiculous. That's beyond ridiculous.
I'm sure yours is great.
Good morning, Ms. Gray. Stephanie, Elizabeth, Mrs. Rogers, or Miss Rogers. I don't want to be disrespectful and call you out of your name. Working on this water slide this morning. For the part 3. Oh, for part 3 rather. Did you drop my water slide?
No.
You drop my water slide and mess up my water slide, you might as well stay out there. How was the weather where you are? I thought our weather would be a lot more horrible than what it is, but it looked like the sun is going to come out, so it looked like it's not going to be so bad for us. She's being nice to me this morning. I guess she's trying to get me to pay for breakfast, but she's got to pay for breakfast. Horrible in Memphis. Liz, can we meet with her? Liz, the lady from the Valley. So we can get her glitter. Or you can come by this evening. I think my wife would be home.
Yeah, I told her. I told her we can.
Oh, well, yeah. Because as soon as I got off the live last night, I ended up having to leave. Yeah. Thunderstorming and tornadoes waiting for tonight. Whoa. Warnings for tonight. You got snow flurries. My husband and son gifted me a laser printer. Look at you, man. That's a blessing. I need one of those. Wow.
Yes, because this is so tedious.
Yeah, this does a lot. Takes a lot of time out of having to do what you have to do. Are your toners expensive though? No worries. I was in Elgin anyways. Well, I mean, that's still right down the road. I missed the beginning. What is she spraying it with? Mod Podge Sealer.
London, Mama, put up.
Like that. She's special and she needs juice just like her mama.
No, she's.
You can use the Mod Podge Sealer. I typically go with the gloss or either the high gloss, but don't use the matte. The matte it doesn't give you that glossy look that you're going for. I think that's the better way to say it. This is right on time. I'm gonna. A lot of the boxes that went out this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, right? I was just picking some of the colors that went out this weekend just to give you ideas on how they use them or how we use them or what they look like. Do we have any more of this?
I got check.
I
don't think so. Well,
I just like to grab colors. I guess I should be paying attention to what I'm grabbing. I don't even look at the colors. It's not my job to remember the colors. It's her job to remember the colors.
Yeah.
I love you, though. When should I expect my water slides? I was just about to ask you, when do you need them? I can print them off. Bring me my water slide, because you're doing too much out here. I cut off the end of that water slide because I only printed on one side of it, and how my wife told me to that you can't use the additional side or the additional piece of paper. This is the other side of the paper that I printed that I'm going to be putting on the back of the cup.
That's because I didn't know we could adjust it with these things. So hush. You can be
I'm waiting on my water slide.
Well, you know, it's a whole process.
I'm not mad. Take the time. None but time. I tried a total of 8 times to put a water slide on some cups, and it was a colossal fail each time. When you do your water slides, you have to make sure you spray. And once you spray, you have to make sure you let it dry unless you're using a heat gun like she's using in order to speed up the drying. But you have to spray it at least about 5 or 6 times. Let it sit and dry. Now, the right way to do it is to spray it, let it sit for about 5 minutes, then take it back outside again, spray it again, bring it back in, and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Then take it back outside again, and the process just keeps repeating until it's good to go. Unless you have a laser printer, then of course you don't have to do any sealing. If you have a laser printer, you just print it off, go for the water, and you're good and you're ready to go. Text me those water slides back over to me again, Sharonda, and I'll go ahead and print them out now. Oh no, you need white. Yeah, I'll go ahead and print them out now, and I'll drop them in the mail on my way out. If you just send them back over to me now, that way I don't have to go digging for them.
How many times I've been up there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I lost count. I was counting after a while.
And that is funny because she don't listen to me. That's the problem. When she starts to listen to me, things will be so much better. If you have the heat gun, the heat gun makes it so much better because pop the heat on it and you're good to go. Is it dry? I'll dry it. That way you can start doing it after. Because you were spraying it while it was still wet.
I know.
I sprayed it 3 times. It sat, and when I put it on, it wouldn't go on straight, so it started to wrinkle. That's the reason why I'll show you how to slide it on there the right way to get it in position. That way you don't have to do too much moving to it.
You ready to use it? I was going to cut it down for you.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. I did a good job.
You did okay. I won't say good.
Such a hater.
Hater. I'm just stating facts, love. That's it.
Such a hater. Keep on hating. You need to chill cups.
Then I'll just call Sharonda.
Sharonda all the way in Philly, she gonna tell you nope because you shouldn't have been.
How do you know when it's dry? You can put your finger on it, and if it's not sticky, then it's good to go. It's dry. If you touch it, but make sure you don't touch your actual water slide. Make sure you're touching something outside of the water slide. And if you touch it and it's not sticky, then you know it's ready to go. If it's still sticky, that means it's still wet and it's not going to work. And the water that you use, or the water that I use, is just room temp water from the tap. I got another one in the bottom.
Yeah, why do you do that?
So I take the water slide, and that water's kind of cool. Take the water slide upside down and drop it in the water. I know some people allow theirs to curl. I'm not a fan of let mine curl, so I just kind of hold it where it don't curl. She let hers curl. I don't like mine to curl.
It uncurls on its own.
It does. It'll come back out on its own. But me being me, I don't let mine curl. About 45 seconds. It should be good.
You fixing to use my baby's blanket?
It needs to be washed anyway. So I think I am good time-wise. So I'm gonna just take some water from it and just put it on my cup to make my cup wet. That way, if I do have to move it around, it will move around and it wouldn't give me any issues.
Ooh.
And to test the water slide, I just kind of play with the corner of it to see if it's gonna come off and look like I'm good to go. So I put it on the cup like such, kind of lay it down on the cup. And slide it off. And slide the paper from beneath it. And then once I get it on there, I make sure my hands are wet and I manipulate it at that point, but you have to be pretty quick with it. Make sure you don't have any wrinkles. Make sure it's actually laying flat on the cup. It's centered where you want it. And when it starts to give you resistance, like it doesn't want to move, you can always add just a little bit more water to it to get it to move. Make sure you straighten it out. You don't have any. Make sure your hands stay wet because you don't want to use dry hands when you're working on it. Good morning, Ms. Rounds. I also saw you printing from the Cricut with DS and having the black lines around your image. If you take a little water at the tip of your finger and put on the black line, it doesn't fade or run. It is good if it's sealed. And there you go. That's true too. That is very true. All right, so I think I'm good as far as where it is. Take a towel at this point and just dab it just to get the excess water off. And it goes on almost perfectly, but you can always, if it's still wet, you can always play with it to move it around and to get it to go where you need it to go. That is a clear water slide. What paper is it? It's the Hayes Paper Company. It's this one right here. It's that one. Around the edges, you want to make sure that you get those on the cup because if not, they will stick up. So I'm just going around the cup, just wiping around it, just the edges to make sure that my edges stay on the cup. And then once I get my edges in, I'll go to the center just to wipe around the center to make sure that it hasn't moved or it's not going to move and it's where I need it to be. And I think we're good. And you don't have to seal this at this point. But my suggestion is to let it sit for a while before you epoxy it. She said she let hers sit for 30 minutes. So let it sit so it'll dry, and then you can use it. Can you buy it from Amazon? Yeah, that's where she got hers from, is Amazon, I'm sure. It came out good.
It did. Came out good.
And I have another water slide I'm going to be putting on the back of it here in just a sec. Hey, Robin.
Why are you doing that?
Just hurry it. Well, just speeding up the process a little bit. But you don't want to use too much heat because it'll end up shrinking your paper. But I at least need it to hold because I need to turn it around while I put this other water slide on the back. It's on low. Just trying to get it to seal a bit quicker. And now I'm going to go with my second water slide. Which is going to be on the back. When life gives you lemons, just add lemonade. It sounds like they almost know me, but I don't like clear alcohol, though.
That's it.
I don't want to say I don't like it. I just don't prefer it. I definitely prefer my my whiskey over a vodka. A good tequila's always good, too, though. That's just if I were to drink. I'm a good guy, and I don't do those kind of things.
That's why it rained last night.
Miss Olivia, Miss Wingard. This is the third step in the process from where we teach or what we teach in the class. So for those that are in the class, if you're using water slide, then this is the next step that you would take.
Hey, Christina.
Your friend Sharonda needs you to go get the white paper.
Did she say that?
I mean, she didn't say it like that, but she sent me.
Louis, go get the white paper.
No, she sent me the water slide she needs. So I'm assuming she needs somebody to go get it. All right, look like we're good on that one. I actually need to put up for the second class, for the class is going to happen on Monday. But I think I'm gonna see if I can get one of my admins to get the names on that one.
So much that they can't find part one.
Part one is what I teach in the class, so there's no part one. Part one is what we do.
You're talking for your cup. For that start of that cup.
Oh, that was done in the class. This one was done in one of the classes when we just did the epoxy method. Video. No, not last night. The nights before last video.
Right, but I'm saying your video from last night where you epoxied it. But what did you do last night with this one?
That one we epoxied yesterday on live.
That's what they're looking for.
How to epoxy this one? This video it should be. It is. It's online. It's just type in my name. You should be able to find it. I did this one on live on yesterday, and I never deleted it, but I haven't had a chance to upload it to YouTube yet.
I need a school bus color that has no other color. I haven't ordered a bunch and always have.
So in this,
Christina, I believe the cup he's using now, that's straight all yellow in there.
Yeah, there's nothing else in there. I'll send you a better picture of it. I know on here you can't really see it, but if you're up close to it, it looks a hell of a lot better. So take it, drop it in. I'm not a curler, so I hold on to it just a little bit to keep it from curling. It curls just a little bit, but Ms. Lanford, looking for how to do the initial water slide. If you just wait until this video ends, you can go back to the beginning of this video and you can see how we did the water slide. I did the water slide just a bit earlier, or as far as printing the water slide a bit earlier. I think I should be good, but I'm going to take it out and check it just by wiggling the top to see if it moves, and it looks like it does move, so we're good to go. Wetting the cup again. Make sure you do that. That's extremely, extremely important, because if you put it on a dry cup, and you try to move it, then it's not going to work for you. It's not going to give you what you need, because it's a water slide. It needs water in order for it to slide, pretty much.
Hey, look, Andrea. Robin, you missed it. I said the same thing too, but it needs to be washed, so he's okay.
I took it out of the water too quick.
Yes, I said you didn't let it in. So now you have to just pull it apart.
Well, it can't be too wet because I don't want it to run around to the side where my other one is.
I already said, I know. I was thinking, so I need an Elsa blanket to do this?
Yes, you need an Elsa blanket. If you don't have an Elsa blanket, then it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
And the same steps that we were doing, we're going to use Elsa's superpowers and dry the cup. I typically like to start with my edges to make sure that I get my edges laid down good. Laid down. She fussing me about the kids' edges.
I do.
When
he
I do
does
London's
not
hair.
he will not lay my baby's edges down.
I don't know how.
Like, oh my God.
I can lay the edges down on the water slide, but the kid's head, nah. I start around the edges to make sure that they're laid down good, and then I go across the center, just kind of dapping, not really wiping, but more so dapping it. And I think we're good.
Thank you for my new cup.
You're not getting this cup. And then at this point, it goes with another coat of epoxy that I'll probably, maybe if I have time later on this evening, I'll hop back on, or this morning before I go to work, I'll hop back on, and I'll show you how to do the epoxy on top of it. Can he explain out loud this part? If you go back to the beginning of the video, I did the one on the back. So you can always see how I did the one on the back, exactly how we did the one on the back. I had to be a lot more delicate because I end up, this water slide isn't completely dry, and I had to turn it over in order to get the other one to put on. So it was a little bit more in detail on this one. So you can always go back to that one and see more detail as far as how, because I explained it a lot better. Because the majority of the people that were already on, they saw this part already being put on. So now we just need to put our logo on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And typically what we do is we put our logos on the bottom, which you're probably not going to see that part. I'm going to print it off, but you're not going to see that part. But I mean, it works just the same as everything else. I mean, you just take your logo, make it small enough, and pop it on the bottom, and you're good to go. It's just that easy. But that's the double-sided.
Khalil, because we do water slides so much, we kind of already know the measurements.
Yeah.
But when I first started, he made me measure
everything.
So you just take your measuring tape and use your measuring tape to measure how big you want it on the cup.
And a rule of thumb, like I was saying, how you can look at this cup the way that you're looking at it. You can look at it and you can see everything on the cup. You don't want your water slides to be too big where it comes around on the side of the cup and you have to turn the cup to look at it. In this instant, you can see the complete cup just by looking at it head on, kind of like, let me get a better view of it.
Yes, sir, I have a measuring tape. I use measuring tape too. It's my best friend. When
she used to ask me all the time about oh, what size is it and what do I do and how do I do this, I would never tell her. I mean, I knew what it was. I wasn't being mean or anything like that. At first, I used to tell her.
He would tell
but when she used to come back and just continue to ask me, I was like, you know what, just measure it. Because the only way that you're going to figure out what you need without always having to ask is you just have to do it. But once you measure it like once or twice or three times, and you'll always know what size you need to put on whatever cup it is you're working on.
Irene, yes, you can actually use a microfiber towel. Those work really well. I had a bunch of those, but Lewis here has ruined them by using ink to convert printers. So all of my microfiber towels are messed up. But yes, those are the best towels to use.
Did you have to put my name out there like that? I did. I mean, like, I didn't put your name in my mouth or nothing like that. You being petty.
I know for the best. But I love you.
No, you don't.
I do.
I want a divorce.
That you don't want.
But make sure when you're looking at it head on like such, what you're looking at is what you're looking at is the material we use to lay. Oh, okay. And I'm going to use this itty bitty piece.
Yeah, you can use it. You just adjust it. I know how to do it.
Look at you. Whoop, whoop. It's going to get stuck in there.
It might not.
I'm trying to use every piece of this paper before throwing it away. Do we have any more questions about water slide?
What did you do?
Take off the lead.
And you ruined it.
I did. That whole piece of paper. I didn't even print it anyway.
Nope, it's too big. That's what happens when you leave the bleed on.
Any other questions as far as water slide or what we did today?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Those two. This way. It's messed up though.
We're gonna see. Are we good? No questions? I didn't see any questions come through. So we all understand the concept and the dynamic of water sliding and how it works.
The water slide paper is haze. I will take a picture and put it in the, well, once this is done. Put it in there. It's stuck.
I love the haze water slide paper. All right, so since we're good on that part, we'll probably hop back on a bit later when we get ready to do the epoxy in order to seal it in. We're just going to let it sit and let it dry, and then we'll come back to it.
Yes, Patrice, that's a glitter cup.
I'll take a picture of it here in a second so you can actually see what it looks like. It looks a lot better in person than it does on camera, of course.
Clea, you can order it from Amazon.
The water slide paper can be ordered from Amazon. It's actually pretty cheap. What is it like?
The difference between clear and white primarily, I use my white primarily for my dark color cups.
And white has a white background to it.
Yes.
It doesn't have a clear background to it.
White has a all white background, so whatever you print out, I have to cut around. If you don't cut around your image, or if you don't have something that has a full image on the background of the white or whatever your image is, you're gonna have to cut out your image, cut around your image with white water slide. With clear water slide, it's transparent as the cup he just showed y'all. You use those on light colors. Tawana, there's not really a part one. Well, kind of the part one is the live he did yesterday showing him epoxying this cup.
The original part one of this is the ones that we do in the 105 classes. So I just showed them how to pretty much lay epoxy down on the cup using the epoxy method to put the glitter on the cup. That's how we did the cup initially. Then after we did that, the second part that we did on yesterday was just cleaning the cup up and putting epoxy on the cup. Then once you put your epoxy on the cup, then that's when you put your logos or whatever it is you're going to be using on the cup. And then the fourth part is us just going back, putting the third coat or the top coat of epoxy on it, which is what I'll do a bit later on this evening. It was posted on yesterday, so it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yes.
Alrighty. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely inbox us, and we can go from there, okay? Have an awesome day, and I'll chat with you a bit later.